You are now tuned into ChiChat Podcast, where four women come together to encourage, inform, and inspire women by creating a dialogue that develops strong sisterhood and friendship. Around the table is Yolanda, Ebony, Katrina, and Breonna. Okay, now it's time for some ChiChat.
Think about how many folks done died, and then all of a sudden you want to make all these changes and stuff like that. I don't know, like in my mind I'm just thinking like you see it and it's like, okay, but is it really gonna bring about change? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
my son
asked, a lot of people are making complaints about different restaurants and business owners that have been saying racist stuff online, and I like the fact that you know, Black people are boycotting these places, and some of these people that work for the city and stuff have lost their jobs because you know we're protesting, and it's not to be tolerated. And so I'm glad that one of those places, I've never eaten there. And I'm glad I have never given him $1 of my money, but I know he did go on to apologize for some of the stuff that he said on Facebook or whatever, but the words are out there. That's what sometimes people don't realize, that yeah, we may forgive you, but you said what you said. Now we're looking at you different. Like it's gonna take something for us not to look at you that way. And so I commend Black people for boycotting these places, and I'm grateful to some of these people. I'm not gonna gloat that somebody lost their job, but at the same time, watch what you say. If I feel how I feel in my heart, you know, let me feel that way. Everything don't need to be voiced. I'll put it to you that way. And so with everything that's going on, some stuff, if they're feeling it, they just need to keep it to themselves.
You know what my son told me the other day when he asked me? He said, Mom, you say we had this conversation about what do I do? Because, you know, all of my kids drive. And that's one of the conversations that we had when everybody first got their license or permits or whatever. We had this conversation. My son asked me just the other day, he said, well, Mom, what if I'm doing everything that you told me to do, but they still shoot me? Oh God. He said, because that guy that was in, I think, Philando Castile, I hope I'm saying his name.
Yeah.
And he did everything he was supposed to do and they still shot him. What about if I'm driving and they shoot me? Then what happens then? You know, I don't know how to answer him. I have no idea what to say. And that's the sad part. I told him, well, son, pray. And you make sure you know that your mommy loves you, because you're going to be stopped, son, one day, because you're a Black man. I even told Lay, I used to didn't think it was possible that they're going to stop little girls.
Yeah.
But they stopping little girls too. And you just know that you begin to pray. You talk to God about it. And just know that your mommy loves you. It's so sad that our Black people are being killed for no apparent reason, Even when they're doing what you ask them to do, they still shooting us and killing us.
Still.
That's
it's
just
a sad conversation. Like, just, you know, with me being the one who does not have children yet, you know what I mean? Like, to hear these conversations and just to think, like, period, my husband, period, my dad, my brother, my nephew, you know, my cousin is a mailman. He's up in West Virginia, you know, but what, you know, God forbid, he just had a little girl. God forbid something happened that somebody don't like the fact that he's the mailman. You know, it's a real reality that I don't think, thank God for people recognizing. You know, Mr. Floyd's daughter said this statement, and I agree with her completely. His little 6-year-old daughter said, my daddy changed the world. And I believe that wholeheartedly, because we have 50 states of the United States protesting advocating, acknowledging, right? As Ebony already stated, about the changes being made in different states. It's just that even across the country, it's like, you all see this, but will you change this?
Right.
That's the thing I'm worried about. It's all right to acknowledge something, but are you going to change it?
Are you going to change it? Exactly. And back to what Katrina was saying, that place I shall not name, but I spent plenty of money there, okay? And when I saw that, I'm like, okay, at least you're being honest, Hey, you're being honest. I'm glad I know how you really feel, and it really just made me understand that, and I was talking to my husband, all racism don't come in the form of being outwardly nasty. That's what Black people got to realize and understand. Racism don't always come in the form of being outwardly nasty, because they can have it in them and you won't even know it. Case in point, me going into this particular place of business, the lady has always been nice to me. Anytime I went in there, hey, how you doing? Talk, carry on a conversation with me. I see the comments that you're putting on posts on Facebook, so now I know how you really feel. I'm like, Lord, I will never spend another dollar in there. And just so people understand, they probably was saying that, really not thinking that anything would be done about it. But the fact of the matter is, you have Black people that work for you.
That's a slap in the face to me.
That's a slap in the face. It's a slap in the face, and I cannot tell you like how angry I was when I seen the comments on that post, under that post.
Right.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't care for us, but you want our money. Our money holds a lot of weight in the community, okay? Let's just get that straight.
Yeah.
Our money holds a lot of weight in the community. Why? Because we're the ones who are out in the community and supporting all races. We go get our nails done. We go get our feet done. We go, and buy food from these places and stuff. Our money holds a lot of weight because, for one, we ain't trying to get nothing free because they ain't giving us nothing free. They're charging us top dollar for whatever service they're providing. That's why I've been so set on, and I can sit up here and honestly say that I have not always, not because I haven't wanted to, but it's just out of convenience. I've always just went to where I'm used to shopping, where I'm used to doing things. But recently here, I've been so set on buying Black and just supporting more Black people and stuff like that. And I'm gonna do that continue like going forward. Because at the end of the day, like, we are all we got. And like I told my son, I said, contrary to what people try to make you believe, and the fact that they're trying to take us out with viruses and they're taking us out by police brutality, Black is the thing to be. Trust me. Black is the thing to be. Okay?
It is a rare commodity. It's like, you trying to get this, you can't touch this.
You can't.
You can't.
It's crazy, and it's crazy because it's like, yes, like, I'm proud to be Black. I never wanted to be anything else, but I have never felt more proud to be Black than now. Like, it's just like, I walk outside every morning and I'm just like, I'm Black. Okay.
Look, that shirt said, I'm blackity black, blackity blackity black.
I'm just like, I'm Black. Like, I have never felt like more proud to be Black. And it's I'm just hoping that change do come about, but people have got to understand, don't be so easily impressed, like, because some people are fake moved. Okay, yes, I said it, they're fake moved. They're saying that they're moved or whatever, just because you have a Black friend does not make you racist. Just because you got a Black husband don't make you racist. Just because you got the token Black person don't make you not be racist.
There you go.
So you really need to look deep inside and understand what it really is. And then people are going in talking about the flag and all that kind of stuff, and the Colin Kaepernick like kneeling and stuff, not even knowing what the real issue is. Why? Because y'all don't care. Y'all know what the issue is, but y'all don't care.
Y'all don't care.
Yeah,
we gotta stop. Like, I just love the example this girl gave about all lives matter versus the Black Lives Matter. I know y'all seen the example about the houses on fire, and it's like, all houses matter, but this one house is on fire. I'm not sending a fire truck to your house. Your house is not on fire. Black lives are on fire right now. And I need every person to get on deck and take the fire out.
There you go.
Take the fire out. Your house matter, but guess what? I ain't looking at your house. Your house not on fire.
Yeah. That's right.
That's a good way to put it. I like that.
Yeah, that's an example that's been going around. And I'm like, as an educator, I'm like, Black students matter. You know, a lot of times they like to label the students. They like to put them on these Ritalin and other type of medication. They like to make sure the children be in the separate classrooms, what they call it. I forgot the term, but basically they put them in alternative, thank you, Lord, alternative schools and all that. But my thing is, teach them the same way you would teach the other children. They just need more attention. Some do, but you would give that extra attention to another type of child. So all students matter.
That's right.
Never forget, y'all, and I'm not trying to disrespect this particular organization, but I'm not going to say names. But there was a counselor that made sure the other students had access to scholarships. It literally was a group of African-American children that literally had to call her out and say, you did not tell us the due dates. You did not even expose us to the opportunities to apply for these things. So I can tell you from firsthand experience, in the education system, sometimes these jokers do not consider the Black students. Like, we cannot get these same opportunities. So I'm telling you, as an educator, I'm like, all black students matter, okay? Yeah. All y'all matter, but I'm fighting for Black.
Yes, and you know what? It's so crazy because we have been at a disadvantage like from the start when it comes to schools. And you know what? And I want to even go deeper, even into the police force, because nobody can tell me that if a Black police officer had 18 strikes against him, that he would be on anybody's force. I don't care where it was in the United States.
Come on now.
You wouldn't be on nobody's force. I guarantee you that the Black police officers that are trying, or the Black people that are trying to get on the police force, record has to be squeaky clean. They probably can't even have a traffic ticket at this point to get on the police force.
Yeah.
But you can have these other races that can have all these strikes against them and they can be on the police force. You're probably not doing any type of evaluation, extensive evaluation for Black police officers, for white police officers that you're doing for Black police officers. Like I don't know that to be true, but just seeing the injustices in the education system and everything else, I guarantee you, I wouldn't be scared to bet my last dollar that they're not going extensively, like trying to make sure that they're a good fit for the police force like they are for Black people. And then I guarantee you there are probably police officers that are Black that have dealt with racism from other white police officers. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it makes you really take a look at what's really going on. I mean, we've been looking, but now everybody else is all of a sudden woke. Like,
right, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's all of a sudden woke and like,
just got the alarm clock just went off.
Yeah, like it just went off. But I seen this post, and y'all know I love my post. I'm gonna say that every time I see a post. Y'all know I love my post. But I seen this girl posted. She said, "I wish they love Black lives like they love Black culture."
Oh my God!
So
you better say that again. Say that again.
She said, "I wish they love Black lives like they love Black culture," and that is so true because. They love our culture. It's nothing, and I'm not trying to be funny or nothing like that, but I'm just being real.
But you're speaking facts.
Exactly. I'm just gonna speak all facts. It's nothing to be riding down the road, pull up beside a car full of white girls or white boys, and hear them bumping some Black music, like ignorantly blasting it. Like I don't even listen to the music that loud. They listen to it like it's the best thing they ever heard. They listen to our music, you know. Some of them, they date our men. You know what I'm saying? they and it's just like
they love our hairstyles. They love the hairstyles. I've seen them with these.
Complexion, hair.
Don't forget
hips. Okay. Lips.
I like the way she rock her hips. Hey. And that's what they do though.
Yeah. Like I just feel like I like this. Like I said before, Tupac in my Bible has been getting me through this week. Okay, listen, say what you want. God know my heart. He knows my heart. Tupac and my Bible has been getting me through. Okay, shout out to Tupac.
If we come out with some merch, we're gonna have to have Ebony's famous quotes because Tupac in my Bible.
Listen. Oh Jesus, I'm telling you, like this stuff. I'm telling you, I have been like really like this week, like I have felt drained, and I'm like maybe
yes.
So I haven't really been saying or really speaking on a lot of it or whatever, like just like verbally, but. You know, I'm just like, and to see that everybody else is like posting like, your Black friends are not okay. We're drained. We're tired. And I'm just like, okay, it's not just me. Like, it's not just me feeling like this. Like, everybody's feeling like this.
Yeah, we're tired.
Yeah. Draining. It really is.
And I reshared what this lady put out. She put out a post, which was basically somebody's tweet. And it was a lady describing how she had to explain to her child about George Floyd. Then she was saying that her mother had to explain to her about Rodney King. And then she was explaining how her mother had to explain Emmett Till. And so she was just basically saying it has been a series through the generations of having to explain why police brutality, why they are just taking our Black lives and acting like they don't matter. Which leads us to 2020 with this revolutionary moment that has been televised, that has been live streamed, that has been across this nation to remind people Black lives really do matter. And guess what? We're not stopping this time. We're not shutting up this time. We don't care if you bring out the dolls like you did back in the 60s. We don't care if you bring out the hoses. We don't care if you bring out the tear gas. We don't even care. Some people bringing out the tasers. That was so disrespectful. I don't know if y'all saw that back in Atlanta. In Atlanta, they had tased two, teenage, almost like 20-year-olds, tased them in the car because they didn't get out fast enough.
Yeah.
And the boy said the taser was left in his back for 8 hours.
Yeah.
You told me if you don't snatch the taser out, that thing will begin to merge with your skin. So he had to literally get that thing cut off. And these police, they did take care of it. But that guy, like that girl said in her interview, I'm traumatized. Because the lady said, what do you want us to do? She said, all I can say is change. Because I'm traumatized. You tased me, snatched me out the car, threw me on the ground, took me out just because I sat in my car too long.
Yeah.
That's not right.
This is a shame.
It really is. And I seen another post, y'all. Busta Rhymes actually posted this on Instagram. And it said, America is really fortunate that Black people only want equality and not revenge. And this man, I seen this, I don't know if he was a police officer. I don't know what he was, but he pretty much explained like why Black people are being killed like by the police. And he talked about it like from a biblical standpoint. And then he talked about it from like America, standpoint or whatever. And the way that he was speaking, like I'm gonna have to put the link because I can't remember exactly all of what he said, but he pretty much summed it up. Like he literally summed it up like to the point you really understood like how we're being viewed. Because one thing that stood out to me that he said when Black people were brought to America, we brought them here with the idea that they would be nothing more than slaves. He was like, and they outgrew that level of oppression. And then we go on to build, you know, these welfare systems and projects and, you know, prisons and stuff like that, overly populated with Black people. Like, the way he explained it, it was just like, it was really good the way that he explained it. It really was. It was really good the way he explained it. But
I like that, just from what you said. That's good.
Yeah. Like, I'm gonna have to send it to you guys. But yeah, it was really good the way he explained it, and you know, it puts a lot of things into perspective. But I just really want to know, like, I can't wait to see if this is really like gonna change stuff, because me and my husband was just talking this morning. There was a video, I think my husband said it was in Texas, where the boy was driving home. He pulls up in the yard, and the police is like behind him, and they pull the gun out. He's on the ground, like you could see him like shaking his hands, like telling them like, you can put your gun up, like I'm on the ground. Like, his grandmother had to come outside, and she was like, get away from him, y'all leave him alone. And I think my husband said she ended up being on the ground. She was with a cane.
Yeah, on the ground. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just like, what in the hell? Sorry, what in the heck?
Like, no, right, what in the hell? Because this world is just in hell right now. What in the hell? You said that absolutely correct. A 90-year-old woman on the ground. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine if that was a white 90-year-old woman? Mm-hmm. What rage would that cause? Mm-hmm. I haven't heard anything. Nobody saying anything about this woman being on the ground. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard it. If I have, somebody please send it to me.
Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, another case, and I forgot her where she was, but she was basically stopped. It was an older lady that was stopped in one of these states, and they literally snatched her out the car. She elderly, Black lady. They literally roughed her up, like, boom, push her on the car, put the cuffs on her, all of that, just because she didn't signal, I don't think. Like, it was something like she was changing lanes. It was something simple. I don't want to mess up the article, but it was simple. And I'm like, y'all roughed up this lady, and I mean, they fought it. I'm gonna try to give y'all the link for that too. It's crazy. Look at this. All these stories, and we giving you links. We giving you cameras. We giving you data, and you still say Black lives don't matter. I just why y'all don't understand. This is real life for some people. The Floyd family literally had a memorial this past week in Minneapolis. They have a memorial happening right now. This day is June the 6th in Rayford. And then they're going to have his final funeral in Texas Tuesday. Like, you got to recognize this is real. This man body done traveled 3 states.
Yeah.
I mean, all because this man put his knee in his neck.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, like, that video, if you see that video and it does not move you in a way, I don't care what kind of emotion you feel, anger, sadness, if it just don't move you, you are less than human. If you watching that video and it don't move you. To hear, first of all, when I initially seen the video, I was thinking that, you know, his mom was alive. To know that his mama was dead and he was calling for his mama.
Yeah. It's so heartbreaking. Oh my God, it's so heartbreaking. And you know, that's when I think about what my son asked me, I think about how that man was down on the ground and calling for his mama. Can you imagine? Oh God. Calling for his mother. You're right, Ebony. If you don't feel some type of emotion from that, then you are less than human. It's just terrible, sad. It really is. It's a sad case.
The only thing that I can say that I have disagreed with throughout this whole thing is I seen this one post, this one video where this girl, she said that she lives in Chicago. She said that they were protesting there, and she said that she seen these Black boys and they were just going down, just tearing the buildings up, you know, breaking glass and all that stuff like that. So she said she seen them going towards like a shop that she knows is a Black-owned business. She's shopped there like many times, and she was just asking them like, hey, like, are y'all gonna go down there and, you know, vandalize, like, please don't go down there and tear up that business. Like, I know that lady, she's a Black-owned business. Like, you know, please don't mess with her. And she was just like, the boys was like, hey, like, you know, I got to do what I got to do. Like, so tearing everything up. And I'm just like, that's one thing I don't agree with. Like, first of all, a lot of these Black businesses probably didn't even get the COVID relief funds, you know, because they're trying to oppress us. Like, they're still trying to keep us down. So they probably didn't even, they fixed it up somehow where they didn't qualify for that. So they already been hit with one you know, issue, and messing up their funding and stuff like that for their business. They're, you know, messing up their business. But then it's like, y'all go and tear it up. Like, you have to stop oppressing your own people. Like, you have got to stop doing that. Like, don't, you know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that I don't agree with. Now, Target, listen, I don't care. They're gonna be all right. Okay?
Yeah,
they're gonna be okay.
Kev on stage said it best. They got $72 billion. They gonna be all right.
They're gonna be all right. They're gonna be
all
right.
They got $78 billion last year, so they gonna be all right.
Yeah, they gonna be all right. But you sitting here tearing up like your Black-owned business, like you're pretty much making it harder for your people. You know.
Some of them just broke even last year.
Right. And I went back and forth with whether I was going to post anything about, you know, with everything that's going on, because, you know, I have coworkers that are my friends, you know, managers and stuff that I've had that are my friends on Facebook that are of other races. And I was like, you know, I was going back and forth if I wanted to post, you know, things. And, you know, I'm just like, you know what, when I start to see like all the outward racism and stuff that have been posted, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stand with my people. Yeah. I'm gonna stand with my people. I'm gonna live in my truth, because this is what I feel in my heart, and I'm gonna stand with my people. I'm gonna post because this is what they need to see. I'm gonna stand with my people, and that's what I decided to do. That's why I've been posting nothing but pro-Black stuff. Buy Black, pro-Black, Black Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. Katrina, what you thinking?
Y'all know I'm all over the place right now, and I think I shared a post about the Black Lives Matter. Doesn't mean that all lives doesn't matter. We just say right now it's Black lives that matter. And I like Ebony was saying, I work with people of other races and managers, and I know they look at Facebook and stuff, and they already know how I feel on my job. I love my people. You know, it don't sound like y'all. It means it just means I love my people. Mm-hmm. And so, I wasn't gonna say anything, but the other day, like the day after the stuff that happened in Greenville with the protests and stuff that they say went bad in Greenville, and they were just talking about it at work. I had already gone in with the mindset, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want nobody to say nothing to me. So I was I didn't hear any conversations at first. Went to lunch and some people were talking about it, and I didn't say a word. Did not say a word. Well, this one lady, and she's so sweet. I love her to pieces. But I was kind of offended, because if I'm sitting there for 5 minutes and I haven't said a word, that means I hear you, but I don't want to say nothing. She's, Katrina, how do you feel about this situation? And I kindly looked at her and said, you know what? I feel how I feel, and I'm not going to discuss it. We may have the same opinion, we may not, but you won't know it because I'm not going to discuss it with you. Mm-hmm. And please respect my feelings. That's just how I had to end it, because I don't want to be at work and have to feel like it's going to be a hostile environment because I said something and I feel different from the way you feel about it. So I felt like everybody should just keep their comments to yourself. Yeah. I'm Black, you ain't, so you're not gonna see it. To ourselves and go on and have a peaceful day like we normally do. That's how I felt about it. And I was so offended because I wasn't talking about it. I could see if I had walked in, and just chimed in and started voicing my opinion. But if I'm sitting there for 5 minutes and I haven't said a word, lady, I hear you. I'm just not responding, so don't put me in it. Period. You'll never repeat to this day, but I was so upset and offended that day.
I can imagine, but you should have just dropped the mic with that line you just said. I'm glad you not. Don't ask me nothing else.
Right.
That was good.
Drop it right there. Y'all have a good lunch break now. You hear?
I got a friend that is. She's white. I love her so much. She's a state trooper. I don't want to believe in my heart, that she would stop somebody black and mistreat them. I don't think she would. But at the same time, where she may be a good person, that's who's to say? We know that the next person is not gonna be. So it just makes it bad for all officers at this point. It's bad for all officers because right now, I got pulled over. And I got pulled over for speeding. My children were with me at the time, and it was a white officer. But I ain't gonna tell you that I didn't get angry. I didn't get upset. My daughter was like, "Ma, you took that wrong. You got all mad and you were upset with that lady for no reason." And I was like, "No, I don't even think it was the fact that she was a white lady, because it wasn't. I was upset immediately when I saw them blue lights on." So they I guess they try to make it like we're aggressive towards them, and it's not us being. I was aggressive towards the lights. I'm going to tell you, I was mad. I got pulled over. I was barely speeding. She's just gonna pull me over. This is a setup right here. And then my daughter said that I was upset because she was a white cop. And I was like, girl, they ain't have nothing to do with it, because it could have been a black man or a black woman that came up to the window, and I would have still been like, what'd I do wrong? Because I won't even speeding.
Yeah.
But I think it's just,
But
I think they come towards us with aggression because they feel like we're naturally aggressive people anyway. And I don't know, I feel like we intimidate them, and especially black men. They are intimidated by them, so they go with it towards them with an aggression anyway.
Yeah,
but to me, there's like a trauma attached to the blue light. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know how this is going to end, because once you see those blue lights, like I know for me, Q always get on me. Because if it's 55 and I'm going 57, I'm like, let me bring this down, because I don't know if they gonna try to slide around and get breathe. So I mean, I can't, as my daddy said, I got a lead foot. But anyway, I just think that when you see those blue lights as an African American, it just puts this stigma like, they gonna find a way to stop me.
Yeah.
Even if it's nothing.
Yeah.
And so last night I was watching a video on Facebook, and it was this guy was sitting still parked in a vehicle, him and one of his homeboys and his little baby girl was in the back seat, and they were recording like their normal conversation or whatever, and the police drove by, and the guy said, how much you want to bet he gonna come back? He gonna circle around and come get us. And that's exactly what happened. A few minutes later, the officer came up to the window, and the guy was like, last time I checked, it wasn't illegal to sit in a parked vehicle, And so he made the driver get out. The guy was like, he told his friend, he was like, keep recording. He's like, and call my girl, because our baby isn't in the back, whatever. He was being real nice about the situation. The officer, in turn, started harassing the passenger. And he said something to the passenger like, what were y'all doing over here? Why y'all in this town? And he was like, y'all don't even live over here. And so the guy was like, he was just starting to name out different cities or whatever. He was like, I'm not from there. I'm not from there. I'm not from there. Does that mean I can't go and visit? Does that mean I can't go there? He was like, last time I checked, I can go wherever I want to go as long as I'm not committing a crime, And he said something about, he was like, why you come over here anyway? He was like, cause when I drove by, you dropped your jaw. He was like, that's illegal. That's illegal for me to drop my jaw. He was like, yeah, that let me know you were doing something. You either selling or delivering. You either selling or delivering. He was like, I've never been arrested, sir. I've never been arrested over here. And so that made me mad, because I was sitting there like, you up here, you trying to make this man aggressive. Like, you trying to make this man get mad by keep digging at him, saying stuff like, you don't belong here. Like, you over here dealing drugs. Like, is that all we are?
They're trying to antagonize him. Yeah.
And then the little girl in the back, he was like, sir, you need to go ahead and handle your business out there, because you're making the baby upset. He was like, no, you make the officer, like, no, you making the baby upset. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
That's the reason why I don't like to watch this stuff. I don't. There's certain types of movies that I can't watch. It's certain stuff because I know me, I can't handle it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get angry, and I'm gonna be the angry black woman that they say we are.
Right.
And I don't. So I try my best to stay away from stuff like this. So I haven't even watched the video of Mr. Floyd. I haven't watched that one, but I do hear about the people saying that he was asking for his mom, and that's got to be tough. And if the officer then, at that point, you can't let up this dude asking for his mama.
What says
something was definitely.
I can understand he call himself being a police officer, but where's your humanity? You're a human being first.
They don't have any.
What is that?
Yeah, it's like they don't have any. But my thing is, I gotta get this off my chest, because y'all know I be having stuff built up sometimes.
You got Tupac coming out now. Tupac.
Listen, Tupac is right here. But my thing is this: like, if you are a police officer, and I hope we have some police officers listening. If you are a police officer, the wife of a police officer, the daughter of a police officer, sister, brother, I don't care. If they are that scared that they got to feel like they got to use deadly force, draw their weapons, they might want to choose another career. Okay?
Yeah.
You need to choose another career.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, like, I can't even imagine, like, being in that position where you done lost a child, a husband, a daddy, a brother. I can't imagine being in that situation, because I'm sorry, like, I couldn't be here. I couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ride for mine. I'm gonna go and bring it. I'm gonna have to ride for mine. Period.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. Like, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. Like, this is crazy. Like, you can't. You gotta wake up every day and not know
and wonder
what's gonna happen. I mean, my husband leave the house, I always tell him, make sure you text me or call me when you get to where you're going.
Yeah.
I don't have that comfort that when he leaves the house that, he's gonna be okay. I tell my mama the same thing. When you get where you're going, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because you just don't know.
Yeah.
And it's bad that you gotta be held down, from certain things on these jobs. They don't want to give you the knowledge. They want you to they want to keep you right where you at. You know what I'm saying? They want to give you what they feel like you're worthy of having.
Yeah.
And then you got to deal with all this too. Like,
but what about when you're like Breonna Taylor, when you're home in your bed?
Sleep.
I mean, the woman, and she was fighting the corona. She was an EMT. Okay, so y'all go and y'all shoot this young lady while she's sleeping. You can go the other end when he's sitting there eating ice cream in his apartment. Like, what the hell is going on here? How can you come into homes and then just murder us and then get off?
And then, not only that, oh my gosh, what about, I can't remember where this happened at, but what about the girl who I don't know if she was a police, I don't know what she was, but she shot the guy, the black guy, because she said that he was in her apartment, but it really wasn't her apartment.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
They had the nerve to hug her. What?
Like, yeah.
Like, what makes her worthy of a hug? Like, that really, like,
you know, there was a lady, I forgot what city, but she was on leave. You know how they do that administrative leave. When she came back, she started a class. They let her teach the police course called How to Deal with a Crisis Concerning African Americans. So, you know, after they done hurt us, how do they deal with it?
What?
Yeah. I'm gonna give y'all the link. They made a course. They made a course to try to, how do you deal with the stress? How do you deal with the yada yada? I'm like, how you gonna come off administrative leave and think you an expert and think this okay?
Wow.
They let her teach a course.
I'm telling you, the injustice, man. And the slaps in the face.
Y'all tell us Blue Lives Matter.
Yeah.
Don't know Blue Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter.
That's right. Because like you said earlier, Breonna, we're where the fire is. Y'all, when these police kill somebody, they're getting off. There's no jail time. There's no jail time for this.
Administrative leave is all they get.
Administrative, and that's complete BS. Like,
that's easy.
It is. It's ridiculous. And the thing is, they think that they're seeing something now with these protests. They ain't seen nothing yet. Don't convict them officers and see what happens.
That's right.
Don't convict them and see what happens.
The ones that do go to jail, the ones that do end up in prison or whatever, they're in protective custody. Like,
yeah.
They're protected.
They're not dealing with it full on, exactly.
That's right. They're not the front like our black brothers deal with when they go in there.
I feel like they should be, listen, they better be glad I'm not making the decisions. Put them in population. Put them right out there.
Put them out there.
I would tell my guards, turn your head. You ain't seen nothing.
That's right. Since they want to be bad and bold out the street, put them out there with everybody in jail. Put them in regular population.
Out there with everybody.
Man, you know, this situation. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Yolanda.
Well, since they big and bad and bold out here, was shooting everybody, shooting us, put them in there.
Because that goes right back to that. That goes right back to that privilege. That goes back to that privilege.
Yeah.
It goes back to the privilege.
That's right.
But you know, this whole thing made me think about Khalif Browder. God rest his soul. Cause that boy was 15 years old when they locked him up. And they put him in that New York.
Is that the one that was in Rikers
Island? Rikers Island, yes. Okay. I watch his story on Netflix. If y'all want to watch it, Netflix. It's hard though. It's a hard story to watch because he came back with mental illness.
Yeah.
He came back traumatized to the point that he took his life. And the only reason why this boy ended up in jail was because New York had that stop and what's it called? Stop and frisk.
Yeah.
New York has stop and frisk. That's the only reason why that boy ended up in jail. Because they have a law that you can just stop somebody, frisk them. If you feel like they did something, you can take them in. This boy was going to the store with his mama. I said he was already an orphan. You know, that's traumatizing because you know the family. Then he went through that adoption. Then he got stopped randomly. Then he went to Rikers Island.
Yeah.
It's that, and I heard that jail is like no joke. This one of my coworkers, she's from New York and she used to work there and she talks about it all the time. And listen, she said that place is no joke. And you hear people talk about it all the time, especially like some rappers. They'll talk about it, like they say it's no joke. Like in that jail,
you don't come out all right. You just don't, because them people treat you like an animal. Seeing those video clips of how the officers allowed the population to come out and fight him, like he had to fight 15 prisoners. Then the officer's like, oh shoot. Let me try to get everybody calm. This boy done got beat up now. It's like he had to fight for his life.
At 15
every day.
years?
15 every day. Had a fight in his life. It took them like 10 years to get him out.
Oh my God.
Then when he came out, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do better with my life. I'm gonna go to school. And then he took his life.
Yeah.
It's just that story right there alone is why I just police officers and the black community, it just don't meet.
It doesn't. And I can't never think of a time that a police officer showed up and I was just like, okay, like everything's all good now. Like, no, because y'all are shady. Like, y'all are real shady. Like, you know, and it's don't get me wrong, like I remember a situation where I was going to school and I was on the way home and I had did the whole did my registration and everything, but I hadn't put my sticker on my license plate. So technically they looking, your tags are dead. Whatever. I got the sticker, just forgot to put it up there. Whatever. So on the way home, police, like I see the lights or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a dark area. I'm by myself. I'm on my way from school. Let me slow down a little bit, but I ain't about to stop right here. Okay, I'm gonna stop where I can see where some light and where some cars moving. Okay. So when I got to a comfortable spot, I stopped or whatever. And he was like, you know, hey, how you doing or whatever. First of all, I got my hand on the steering wheel. I'm looking at him. Can I roll my window down? He was like, yeah. I said, you sure? Like, I'm just looking at him like, you sure? Because I don't want to move. Like, you know, I don't want to do nothing to make you feel like, because when he walked up, he had his hand like this, you know. So I'm just like, you sure? He's like, yeah. I was like, how about this? How about you just open the door and roll the window down?
Yeah, you got to be like, I'm telling you.
He was like, you can roll the window down. I said, no, you open the door is unlocked, and you can roll the window down. So he did just that. So I still had my hands like this. And but before I had even stopped, as I was driving slow, I went ahead and put my registration license like right here on my dash. He was like, you know, where are you going tonight? I'm going home. I'm coming from school. I've been working all day. I'm a mother. I'm ready to go home. What you need? Well, your tags are there. I said, well, I got, you know, I paid my taxes. I got my tags and everything. I said, I just forgot to put the sticker on my, you know, license plate or whatever. He was like, okay, no problem. He's like, you got your license and registration? I said, yeah, it's right there. Still with my hand on the steering wheel. It's right there. So I said, you can get it. He reached and got it. Went to the car, did what he did. He came back. He was like, Miss Applewhite, you know, thank you. He was like, I understand, you know, you got a busy schedule and stuff like that. He was like, I know how, you know, tough that can be. And then, you know, your mom on top of that or whatever. I was like, yeah, you know. So he handed me my stuff back. He was like, I don't know if they were looking for someone that night or what, but it was a lot of police traffic on that road. It was on 264. He was like, you know, I'm just gonna follow you just to make sure you're good. That man followed me all the way from 264 all the way to my house. Like,
no, he didn't.
He followed me. And when I turned into my apartment, he like flashed his lights, I guess to say bye, and he kept going. But yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
All of them aren't good. All of them aren't bad. All of them aren't good though.
Right.
And so you never know what you're gonna get.
You just never know who you're gonna run up. You just never know.
You never know. You get, and like Breonna said earlier, it's just the trauma of the blue lights.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's gonna happen. When you see those blue lights, you'll never know what's gonna happen. Why did they pull me over? Even if you feel like you haven't done anything to even be pulled over, then you definitely then. I remember I got pulled over one time. My registration got pulled over, and Lord, I look up, it's 3 or 4 cop cars behind me, and I'm like, for one little woman, one little old lady, I'm by myself, and you got to call 4 cops to come and help you. And I said it to him, and he was like, well, we never can be sure these days. I was like, and we can't either. I'm one person.
Right.
I said, and you pulled me over for my registration, for my tags? And he was like, yes, ma'am. Are you gonna get out of the car? I was like, no, I don't feel safe getting out of the car.
Oh my God.
I said, do I have to get out of the car? I said, hold on, let me call somebody.
Right.
Call somebody, because I'm like, I'm not gonna get out of the car with him and all these other 4 officers, because he pulled me because my tags were dead.
Oh my God.
yeah, officer pulled me over. They want me to get out. You think I should? Okay, stay on the phone. And I said, they on the phone. I got out, got in his car. But why? I gave him my stuff back. I got back to my car. He was like, go ahead and get this taken care of. Your court date is on such and such date, and it'll more than likely be thrown out if you once you get your registration taken care of. Okay, thank you. But it took in my mind, I kept thinking,
poor police officers,
cops, to tell me to have a good day. I mean, that was
not a good day.
No, it's not. And that goes back to, if you're that scared, you need to find a new career.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to find a new career.
Yeah,
I'm that scared.
You need to go and get your little desk job or something.
Right.
You don't
sit there and file paperwork.
Yeah. You don't still stay on the streets pulling people, so you need to sit in the office and file the paperwork for the ones that do feel comfortable out there.
Exactly, because based on what's been taking place all these years, their chances of being killed by somebody on the street is less than them killing somebody. So,
Yeah.
They first response
you're the ones
is
who
shoot.
at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy because my husband one time was driving and he purposely was going in a circle to see if the person would follow him, and they did. They followed my husband in a complete circle. And so eventually my husband had to stop because they put the lights on him. And he, at the time, he was working for the sheriff's office. And, you know, I don't know if y'all notice about people that work for law enforcement, but they have on their personal cars, they have a black and blue sticker so that people know. But of course, at this point, Q didn't have that car. He wasn't driving that particular car. So anyway, after they checked his license registration, they was like, "Oh, what's up, bro?" But it was like, because y'all saw his, you know, he worked for the sheriff's office and he yada yada yada. It was like, "Oh, you good? You know, we was just in the neighborhood checking out." But you followed my husband in a circle, complete circle, and he did it on purpose. And they literally was like, "Oh, so you this." But when Q showed them the sheriff ID, that's when they stopped questioning him. And I was like, "Oh." But he did turn their names in. He turned their names in.
Did y'all see the video of the guy? I think he was a FBI agent. He had on like a red shirt, burgundy shirt, and jeans, I think. Yeah. And they were like messing with him. And then when they realized that he was an FBI agent, he like got them. I was like, yes, like they need to be brought out. Like they need to be brought out. And my thing is, I understand y'all changing boulevard names, y'all painting Black Lives Matter on the road, y'all bringing the flags at half staff, y'all doing all this stuff, taking monuments and all this stuff down. How about y'all go back to the basics and review y'all policies in these law enforcement places, in these police departments? Y'all need to go back to the basics. Y'all really need to really get to the root of the issue and why they keep making us less than, you know, and get into the racism in these police departments. Get into the racism on these jobs and stuff like that. All jobs, if you want to be quite frank.
Yeah, girl. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
I never forgot that movie. It's a movie about how a black police officer joined the KKK. Did y'all see that movie?
It's
Black Klansman.
There you go. Yolanda smiling. She saw that movie.
Well, I have a crush on the actor in there, Denzel Washington's son. So one day,
excuse me. But you know that movie alone.
Well, let me fan her for a second.
Right, I'm like, she got a little hot and bothered over this man. But anyway,
let me fan. What my church fan is? Let me fan her for a second.
let me fan you with this bill.
I will be meeting you, sir, someday.
Look at her. She ain't right. Anyway, that movie alone, guys, for me, is such a powerful statement to how it's still there.
Yeah.
You can't tell me it's not, because just the way that movie was set up, granted that was a past situation, But look at how easy it was for him to sign up. Look at how easy it was for him to do the things he did. Like, when in the end, when they found out, it was too late. He knew the whole scheme.
The whole operation, yeah.
He knew the whole scheme. And it was like, imagine if we could infiltrate every type of meeting, every side comment, every phone conversation. If we as a Black culture would infiltrate and really find out who's who, which we kind of finding out now, you guys, but I'm saying we could get deeper and actually get the root of, so you a leader of this particular organization, but yet you're the president of this? What? It's time to dismantle these people who think they can run the show.
And they need to start with the head. And this president of the head idiot in charge. Say it, Ebony.
You can say the number. You can say the number. That's what everybody else calls
45. 45.
We can't even say his name. He's just a number. 45.
He definitely. I'm praying to God, Lord. I'm praying to God. I have faith that he's not going to be in for the next term. I do. I have strong faith because now his own people are looking at him and they sick of him now. So, it's just the stuff that he said that comes out of his mouth. Oh, George Floyd will look down and say, this is a great day for America. What? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
Man, when I saw that, I said,
he is the biggest idiot of all. Like, who? Go ahead, Breonna.
Larry Reed Line calls him the Presbutainer, the president, the businessman, and the entertainer. And I believe that he really is the type of person who has no conscience of the culture. He has no conscience of people, because like he has even taken down his own people, so he really could care less. He's just like his show, you're fired. That's how he operates, just like that. Even as a president, it's like, if you don't get on his agenda, you're fired. If you don't like what he said, you fired. But yet and still, we got a whole coronavirus. You don't even care about that. Your own people in your cabinet got coronavirus. You didn't even care about them. I'm like, you don't care about nobody but your agenda. And I'm praying that everybody, Black, white, Hispanic, I don't care what you are, you better get on the agenda of getting this man out of office, okay? Get on that agenda. If you don't get on nothing else, get on that.
And see, that's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid that the attention has been off of the election for so long, this is voting year, and we've got everybody's attention was on the coronavirus, and the media made sure that we kept our focus on that. And then, I hate what happened to Mr. George Floyd, but our attention now was on
racial injustices,
movement. But we can't forget about it's time to vote. Come November, we need to get in there. Well, whenever the early voting starts, we need to make sure that we vote. To get this guy out here, because he is not, oh my God, I don't even want to get started on him. But I don't want everybody's attention to get off of that. And we so focused on everything else that we forget that, politics is politics, and we got to go out here and vote.
Yeah, man. It's time for us to sit in these seats. But guess what? When we as an African American sit in a seat, we got to work the seat now. We got a responsibility. I hear a lot of Black people now, they want to run for offices. And I'm not trying to be funny. That's great. I want you to. But I'm saying across the board, we have to work the seat. We can't just get the seat and not work the seat.
It's there. Yeah. We got to make some change.
Be there. Get there and do what you're supposed to do. Like you said, work the seat. Don't just get there and sit there and say, oh, I got it. I made it. And talk all the changes and stuff that you talked about in your campaign that you're going to do. When you actually get it, we want to see you making these changes.
Yeah. But you know what? I got to give y'all a flip side response, because I have assisted people in politics. I don't know politics like that, but I'm just saying I've helped people. But as a culture, I gotta correct us too. We can't think because they in that seat, they gonna do what we say.
Exactly.
Now we can't do that too, because I never forget. I was a part of. I went to one city council meeting, and an individual came in there with their own agenda. Like, okay, we black people in the seat now, so I can push what I wanted to see. But what you want to see is not a benefit to the city; it's a benefit to you.
Yeah.
So we can't do that either. Now we can't think, okay, Sally in that seat, she my best friend, she gonna work it.
Yeah.
She got a job to do. He or she got a job to do, and so we can't think that either. So that's my message to everybody: vote. If you vote, if it's an African American, make sure that they do what they say they're gonna do. But you, as a citizen, don't think that they're gonna do what you want all the time. They still got a responsibility to the entire population, not just black people.
Not just black people. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I want to put out there, be careful and be mindful of these tools that are being given to you. A lot of this stuff is where we get bricks and stuff from, or what are the rubber bullets and all this type of stuff. Be mindful when you're doing your protest. Be mindful that these people are putting stuff out there for you to ruin yourselves.
Yep.
Okay? Let's look at the bigger picture here. It's a bigger picture to all of this. Be mindful.
Right.
Be mindful, y'all. Be mindful, folks. What's going on out here?
I watched the video, and I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about that very thing. And they were saying that there were people that supposedly were letting the animals out of the zoo. First of all, like she said, we don't need like stray dogs and cats hanging around. So you think we about to go let some lions and some giraffes out of the zoo? No, we're not doing that. It's these groups of people that have been placed in these places to cause what do they call it? I can't even remember what word she used, but chaos, pretty much, so to speak.
Right.
They're coming to destroy these communities. They don't even live in these communities. In some cases, they don't even live in that state.
Yeah.
That's right.
But they're flying in, they're doing all this stuff, placing bricks, placing this, placing that. I seen one video where this man had a whole Batman costume on, walking in Chicago, and then the guy that posted it was like, oh, they brought my NIGGA to Gotham City. Why would you post that? That's so ignorant. Why would you post that?
They're not looking at the picture. They trying to get them views and them clicks and them likes. Well, it's time out for all that type of stuff. It's time to be woke for real.
For real.
Not fake woke, but
there you go.
Woke.
Man,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'm just, I can say that I'm very I'm very proud that people are keeping this going, because the work is far from done. Like, once he's in the ground, like, we can't forget about him. We can't forget about Breonna. We can't forget about, Ahmaud. We can't forget about all these people. It's so many, like, you don't even know, so the names, like, you don't even know all the names. Like, that's how sad it has been, so many, but you just can't forget about everybody. Like, you can't forget. We got to keep doing this. We got to keep keeping it.
And the conversation has to keep going.
Mm-hmm. It has to.
And touching on that, Ebony, we cannot forget the women. There's so many. When I did my research on how many Black women and little girls who were killed by police, I couldn't even fit it on one board. I'm like, what? So we cannot. Yes, all Black lives matter, but we're forgetting about those women. There's women too. We talk about the men all the time. Yes, please keep saying their name. Please keep putting the no in them too. But let's bring up Breonna Taylor's, the Sandra Bland's. Got so many of them. It's so many. I can't even think of all the names.
Yeah.
And guess what? It's so many that didn't make the media.
There you go. That too.
And it's like, it hurts to know that the young lady Breonna Taylor, my name is just like her name. You know what I mean? Like, I could have been Breonna Taylor. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she was in her house chilling, sleep,
Minding her own business.
minding her business. It's like they have to do something different with the police academy. They have to do something different with police policy. They cannot sit here and tell me that what they're doing is right. They just can't tell me that. It's right. It's too many precincts for them not to have the right policies in place, that if something go down, it needs to be corrected. Black, white, Hispanic, whoever. It needs to be corrected. But see, guess what? If it was a Caucasian individual, we wouldn't even be talking today, because they would have been chopped.
Immediately. Yeah.
But because it's Hispanic or African American, slow down. Wait, they kind of hurt us, right? So do we really have to commit them? Do they have to go to jail? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
It's sickening. And then to think that, like, with the whole Breonna Taylor situation, like, her boyfriend was shooting because it's like, okay, you're here to harm us. I had to protect me and my girl, like, you know what I'm saying? And for them to try to, like, charge him for shooting, like, an officer or whatever, which I think they dropped those charges. I think I read that somewhere. It's been so much going on, but I think I read that somewhere where they dropped those charges. But neither here nor there, the charges should have never been, because why? Y'all shot this girl 8 times.
The color of his skin.
Yeah,
that's why.
And I'm just like, that's ridiculous. Like, it's this world is draining. I'm just gonna say that. It's like the stuff that's going on is just so draining. It's so draining. But I'm so glad to see, like, Black people really, like, pulling together.
Yeah.
Because there have been many situations where I have been in the grocery store or just anywhere, and I can have a white, and I know this probably gonna make some people mad, but listen, I'm keeping it all the way real. I've been in the grocery store, the mall, wherever. There's been a white person in front of me, and it could be a Black cashier, and he or she, they're chummy and they're talking to the white person. Oh, how you doing today, sir, ma'am? This blah blah blah. And then when it get to me, it's like, hey,
mute. Yes, Ebony, say it, Ebony.
I'm just like, you were just all nice to the white person, like, why you can't be nice to me? You know, my dollar's just as important as theirs. Like,
come on now, you know, they spend good.
They spend real good. Like, you know, so, because I mean, if you really want to take it a step further, they the ones who get the best interest rates. They're not paying for these big houses really that they're staying in. They're not paying high interest rate for these cars that they're driving. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm just stating the facts. And anybody mad because they know it's the truth.
No, you speaking it right, Ebony. That's right.
But the other day when I went to the grocery store, like, the girl, she was really nice, and I'm like, okay, people really seeing it for what it really is now, you know? She was really nice. She was like, hey, how you doing? Like, we were talking and stuff like that. She was like, you know, you have a nice day, but I can honestly sit here and say that I've never had that. I haven't consistently had that experience, and I can see the difference when it's, you know, a white person, a white customer versus a Black customer. You know what I'm saying? From our own people. And with me, I mean, I done worked in fast food restaurants and I worked in retail. I don't care what color you are. If you coming in here, I'm gonna treat you with respect. I don't care if you're Black, white. I don't care what color you are.
Yep.
I've been called a nigger, you know, working in retail. I've had drinks thrown at me from a white person. But is that gonna make me treat the next white person bad that drive up behind them? No, you didn't throw that drink on me. He did. You know,
that's right.
My issue is with him. It's not with you. You know, so
that's tough. Mm-hmm. That's tough.
Yep. That's a lot.
And just to be in a marching band, like back in college, marching in these different states, you know, having the schools call you different things because you're in a state that's considered, you know what I'm saying? States like Alabama, states like Mississippi, where, you know, because we Black, they gonna challenge us. It's just, I mean, it's a lot, man, to work, live, play, and not know if it's gonna end a different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And to think that, because I think George was living in Texas, right?
He was born in Texas, yep.
And to think that happened somewhere, like happened where he was, and compared to where he was born, which, you know, that's like just as much of a racist state as, you know, Minneapolis, if not more racist. Like, you know, that was the crazy thing. Like, just listen to, that's crazy.
Yeah, for his friend to say, you know, his whole reason for being up there was to change his life. Mm-hmm. His whole reason for moving was to do better. He got away from Texas so he could do better. And he said just when he was on the brink.
Mm-hmm. But you know what?
Was it a counterfeit $20 bill?
I heard the report and it ended up being real. Well, I don't know.
See?
I heard a report and it ended up being real. It won't even fake.
And they went through and they done all that. But you know what? Like, as much as it hurt and as much anger as it has been causing, his assignment was complete, because he wouldn't have left this earth if God wasn't ready to take him.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And his assignment was complete, and he went to change his life. He moved up there to change his life, but he ended up moving up there and he's changing the whole world. Like his daughter said, she said, Daddy is changing the world. And that's exactly what he's doing.
That's right.
Yep. So that's the only way I can like look at that whole situation. Cause I'm just like, I've been seeing his pictures everywhere. And not only his pictures, everybody's pictures. Like, you know what I'm saying? They still circulate Sandra Bland pictures, you know, Breonna Taylor pictures. They circulate, like, and it was one picture, it was like a whole collage of like everybody that has ever been murdered. Yeah. And I was just sitting there looking at that picture, and I was like, you know what? I was like, we got y'all. We got y'all.
We got you.
We got y'all. Y'all ain't even going in vain. Like, we got y'all, and we not gonna stop. Man. We not gonna stop.
Man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, well, this has been another episode of the ChiChat Podcast. Yolanda has stepped away, but we're going to end it here. Thanks, y'all, for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to our episode of ChiChat. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at ChiChat Podcast.